Good
All
morning,
right.
everyone, and welcome back to Marketing Matters. I'm Sarah Touchstone, Landmark Titles social media marketing strategist and educator, joined today by the amazing Jenni Vega. You guys may know her. She has been all throughout the real estate industry in so many ways. For me, all the years that I've been in the real estate industry, and I'm pretty sure that Jenni probably has doubled those years as well. So if you recognize her, she's a very familiar face for us in many different facets. But over the last couple of years, Jenni has really found an incredible niche for herself and her family in the real estate industry. And that is working with investment properties. So she put together a great class. I actually saw it. She was advertising online. I said, Jenni, you got to come do this for Marketing Matters. This is a wonderful topic, and our realtors are going to get so much value from you. So, with that being said, Jenni, I'm going to hand the reins over to you. I'm excited to learn more about this topic. You have screen sharing abilities, and I think everybody is excited.
Well, I'm excited too. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see here. Can everybody see this?
Looks great.
Okay, perfect. All right. All right. So now on my end, let's see. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a computer dinosaur. So,
If you wanted to expand it, you could probably go to view up in the top.
oh, okay. And
Yep,
slide
and then,
four?
yep,
Okay.
perfect.
Yay. So isn't this encouraging to know that you don't have to work a computer to invest in real estate, guys? Oh, great. Okay. All right. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about my investing journey. And through I've been working as a vendor in the real estate world since 2010. And here's what's so interesting. I didn't even really know about real estate investing until 2019. And that just goes to show there's not enough discussion about real estate investing in real estate. I actually bought two houses in my lifetime, and neither of those realtors even mentioned real estate investing to me. And it does make me sad thinking about that, because my life would look very different today had I known about real estate investing. As much as I love my day job of selling Cutco gifts, I love that opportunity. If I would have known back in 2009 when I bought my first house, my starter house, if that realtor would have simply asked me if I would like to set up a coffee date with him and learn how to build wealth and passive income through real estate investing, absolutely, I would have gone to coffee with him and I would have loved to learn about that. I've always been really interested in passive income. And he would have actually had a client to me. I would have loved to have bought $150,000 homes back in 2010, 2011, 2012. And what a service he could have offered me, and a client for life that he could have had. So let's have a discussion about this. What kind of realtor are you? Are you a wealth builder? You know what? How can we change the definition of what kind of agent you are? So let's talk about you, your clients, and whether you want to have a new focus through rentals. All right. Now, my journey as an investor started in 2019 when I read the book Hold. This book is a must-read book. I hope that after our talk today, that you make a list of all of your clients and that you send this book to them. It is easy to read. You can read it in an afternoon. And when I read this book, I had a mix of emotions. I was really excited, but I was also kind of frustrated. I was thinking to myself, why is it that I've been a vendor in the real estate industry for a decade and I had never heard of this book? I really had very little knowledge of real estate investing. And there's a couple premises to this book. The premise is that you can leverage other people's money You can put down either a 10 or a 20% down payment, and you can, for the rest of it, you can leverage other people's money to build wealth. That the average appreciation of homes is about 4.4% per year, that through appreciation and cash flow and debt pay down, that you can build wealth through real estate investing, and that 90% of millionaires are millionaires by owning real estate. The book also gets into the fact that you make your money going in and buying the property with buying it at a deal. And something that we've discovered very recently is that we now buy fixer-upper properties, because really you do make your money buying it at a deal, and then you can force appreciation that way. The book also talks about cost segregation, and we just saved $12,000 on our taxes last year by applying this tax strategy to one of our rentals. And having a rental every year that you can do a cost segregation on is a really awesome tax strategy. So we picked up this book in 2019. We said we need to take immediate action. And then we bought our first property right after that in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So we decided that we would only work with a realtor that was an investor himself. And we loved working with Marcus because he set us straight. He was realistic. We've had interesting experiences since Marcus with some realtors that gave us lofty expectations and kind of let us down. But we love Marcus because the first thing he told us was, don't expect to find anything on your first weekend up here. Just expect to learn and get education. You're probably not going to find anything. I'm just going to show you what we have, and just get educated, and you're probably going to go home and you probably have to come back up here again. So we actually did find something in that first trip up there. And we decided we wanted something that we could either Airbnb, long-term rent, or midterm rent. And we picked Milwaukee because I'm from the area. We knew the area. Our first rental was only $160,000. And the first time I gave this presentation, by the way, was November of last year. So that's why we have 2022 income. But our gross income on Airbnb was $49,000 plus. And we are Airbnb investors, but I know that some of you, maybe that's not the path you want to take, or maybe you're working with clients, or you will work with clients where that's not the path they want to take. So I don't want to just focus on Airbnb. And by the way, a lot of you are probably confused about the noise you're hearing about Airbnb these days. Like, is there an Airbnb bust? Is that true? Yes and no. Like anything, like real estate, like a lot of things in life, the top 20% are going to have a lot of the success, right? If you're at the top 20% in real estate and Airbnb, you're going to do well, you're going to weather out the storm. So a lot of our rentals, and we have 7, a couple of them did see a dip last year, but they are still performing really well. So here's the answer on, is there an Airbnb bust? 2020 and 2021 and 2022 were the Airbnb glory years, because a lot of international travel wasn't happening. A lot of people were working from home. We are back to a pre-COVID Airbnb market. So it's not that Airbnb is a bad opportunity right now. It is more just that we are back to pre-Airbnb numbers. So Airbnb still works, but you got to work it. You cannot throw furniture in a room and just hope that everything's going to work out. You have to be one of the best hosts out there. So these are our numbers in Milwaukee, and we love this house because we have midterm rented it before. We also long-term rented it during COVID. And here is how you can sound really smart to an Airbnb investor. If they ask you, should I Airbnb this? What am I going to make on Airbnb? You can tell them, hey, let's go on pricelabs.co, market dashboards. Let's look at the neighborhood you're interested in and see what all the Airbnbs made last year. So again, that is pricelabs.co market dashboards, and select your neighborhood. And by the way, you do not have to live in a particular area to run an Airbnb. I actually recommend it's better to own and manage the Airbnb out of state. I do not use property managers. If you have a good cleaner, a good handyman, that's all you need. It is actually better to not live there so your hands don't get all over it when they don't need to be. Then our second one was in Muskogee, Oklahoma. And a lesson that we learned here is that if you have a good handyman and a good contractor, that is like a huge key to success, as well as a good cleaner. And we have such a good relationship with our contractor in Muskogee, Oklahoma. We chose this market because I went to college nearby. And we actually have this contractor now travel the country rehabbing our houses for us. So when you find a good contractor, that is gold. And I have some more about contractors in a couple slides. So we only paid $92,500 for this house, and it grossed over $39,000 last year. And now this is a long-term rent. So another key is houses where you can have multiple strategies. And this is a really good thing to advise your investor clients. So run the numbers with your investor clients and make sure the numbers work for multiple strategies. If you have a client that is gung-ho about Airbnb, that's wonderful, but make sure for them that the long-term numbers are going to make sense for them as well as midterm numbers. This is the fun part of short-term rentals where childhood dreams come true. We've always loved to vacation in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And I saw a friend of mine post in spring of 2021 that he had just bought an Airbnb in Gatlinburg, and he posted his numbers, and a week later we were under contract. So it is fun to go in markets that, you know, maybe you vacation as a child, and some markets like beach markets, mountain markets are where they're heavily like tourist markets. You often can buy the places furnished, and that's really nice. You can save a lot of money. So we were able to spend a couple $1,000 sprucing it up and Storybook on the Hill. We also got land with this too across the road that we built on, and have another cabin to show for it that I'll show you guys in a few minutes. So this was $350,000, and our gross income in 2022 was $78,000. And love this one. This one, we are actually selling right now just because we have a lot of equity in it. So here's a lot of learning lessons with this one. Lessons that don't just apply to Airbnb. So if you're going to give your clients a contractor recommendation, make sure that contractor is licensed. I think as just investors and all the clients that you work with, they probably have so much trust in you. And I know with all the realtors I've worked with in the past, I just kind of assume that my realtors are just all-knowing beings, and whatever they say, they just know everything. Because you guys do have so much knowledge, and I've sat through a lot of the classes that you attend, and I'm always amazed at like how much you have to know. I'm blown away by all the knowledge that you have to retain. It's a lot. I don't think I could be a realtor because that's too much to know, and it seems very hard. So when I was working with my realtor here, I just was like, hey, who's your handyman? And the people he gave me, I just was like, okay, my realtor's giving me these people. There's no need to validate them. They're my realtor's people. Well, I didn't know that they were not licensed, and we had to completely redo the deck, the two decks, that we had built, which cost us like thousands of dollars. We had to redo a lot of the electrical work. A lot of the work basically had to be redone. And I don't want to know exactly the cost, but it was thousands of dollars. And in talking to a lot of my realtor clients, a lot of realtors I talk to don't like to give handyman or contractor referrals for this reason, which I think is really smart. So just something to be wary of, because you don't want that to come on you if there's a bad experience. So yeah, so we took a big risk here, and maybe we're crazy. We took a 1984 manufactured home and we completely renovated it, but the numbers worked out, and it does gross over $58,000 a year, and does very well because it's right by the Grand Canyon, and the numbers work. So in Airbnb, you want to be in what's called a golden triangle. So you want to be ideally between major attractions. So here you've got the Grand Canyon, you've got Flagstaff, you've got Sedona. And in Arizona, if you have Airbnb investors, Coconino County is absolutely one of the best spots. Not Pine Top, not Payson. If we're talking like the Maricopa County is a great area too, but for northern Arizona, just think about it. Think about it. Like if you're not from here, if like I moved here in 2008, a lot of you have probably moved here. Maybe you moved here 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Did you hear of Payson, or have you heard of Show Low before you moved here? No, probably not, right? But I'm sure you've heard of the Grand Canyon, right? Or you've probably heard of Sedona. So this could be an awesome opportunity for you to get some referral business with like a Coconino County agent. I have some great referrals if you need them. Sedona also is a major, major hotspot. So there are so many Airbnb investors that are buying in Coconino County, in Sedona, much more than Show Low for that reason. And there is data to prove that numbers are very strong in this area specifically. We actually have people coming from Hong Kong, Europe, consistently to rent our house here. Now, another opportunity for your clients doesn't have to be Airbnb, but you probably have clients where this would be awesome for them. This would be what they're looking for, but maybe they don't have money for a down payment. We actually bought one of our properties through partnership. So we didn't spend any money on this property. We just, by the time 2022 came around, we had several properties and word just kind of got around. And we were approached by a very much well-loved, well-known office manager in the East Valley here. And we were given the chance to partner on this property and be the work partner. And our partner is the finance partner. And then we're not a manager for this property. We actually own half of this property. We're on title and we split profits. So that's a fantastic idea if you have clients that they hustle, they want to learn, they're willing to put in sweat equity. Maybe they have a friend or a family member who has the finances and they can partner with them. And there's many different ways to form partnerships like this. This is our unicorn property. This gross is over $100,000 a year. And this was only $371,000. And this is in Wisconsin. So you never know where the superstar properties are going to be. They're going to be in the least expected places. And then our new build in Tennessee on our land, this actually grossed $100,000 exactly in 2023. And this was a little over $400,000. And love new builds. I absolutely love them. Fantastic experience. And we love not having to pay for anything as far as nothing has to get fixed. It's just fantastic. I love it. It was hard. It was not fun going through it, but it was just great. Love that experience. And this one was a mistake. We already sold it. We learned that you cannot amenity up a bad location. In Florida, you have to be on the beach, end of story. This was 10 minutes away from the beach. Does not work in Florida. It was booked, but it just, it could have done better if it was on the beach. And we tried to flip our first property, and just negative experience with a realtor that told us the house would sell in 3 days. And 40 days later, we finally got an offer, and we did the math, and it didn't make sense to flip it. We wouldn't have made enough to, I mean, it made sense to keep it. So this is now a really cool mid-century modern rental, and we're hoping it will gross 40,000, and we're all into this one for 220,000. So that's the story of the Tulsa, Oklahoma house. Now, on to some more exciting things. I didn't want to just talk about my properties all morning. So here's a couple other really cool ideas that you can talk about with your clients, because you're going to have some clients and they're just not going to have the Airbnb idea at all. They're not going to want to do it, and that's fine. So here's some other ideas for you to invest in and for your clients. Pad split and co-living. This is going to be a trendy thing in the next couple years, and we are just on the cusp of it. So this is where you rent per room, and you, on average, the rooms rent for about $800 a month. These are rented to single professionals, and there's a housing crisis, guys. Most young professionals can't afford $2,000 a month to rent a house. So especially like a young extroverted, person, they love the idea of, it's like college never ends, dorm life forever, right? So believe it or not, this is actually an idea that's popular. It works. Pad Split is a company that they actually manage this for you. They even find tenants for you. So picture an eight bedroom house, and every room is bringing in like 800 to 900 a month. And this especially is good for like the fixer and flipper community, because a lot of these houses do have to be rehabbed. You might have a 5-bedroom, and you might have to tear down some walls and make it like an 8-bedroom to bring in more revenue. More for like the Airbnbers, but tiny homes are all the rage. There's several contacts I have here that build them for like $100,000 or $90,000 a piece. These things rent out super well. RV parks, more also just for your knowledge, if you're serious about investing. I have a friend, he's 35 years old. He's like retired, a past Cutco friend of mine. The guy's like retired, on like 3 actually mobile home parks. He doesn't even do RV parks, but these are cash cows. Something I want to look into as well. There's another concept called slow flipping, where you're more of the bank, and you, a guy named Scott Jelinek, if you look him up on Facebook, another really cool concept where you're buying houses like in the Midwest for 30, 40, 50 grand. And then you sell them to people who may have poor credit. You sell them for higher, and then you are basically the bank. There's apartment syndications where you can go in with like a group of other investors and like co-own apartments. Hard money lending, if you want something that's like pure passive. My husband and I and our partners, we would like to work with good agents, not like our experience we had in Tulsa, where we're told, the house will sell in 3 days, and that's not the state of the market. We're actually looking to really work with like good agents that can help us find some distressed properties. So we are looking to fix and flip. And if anyone on this call comes across those properties, we love to work with you. One way to find fix and flip clients is to go on Privy. So Privy is a great place to find cash buyers. So if your business is slow and you just want to, you want to focus on like working with a fix and flip community, just go on Privy and pull up a cash buyer list. And there you go. There you have a ton of fix and flip clients just like that. How do you find the Airbnb investors? Facebook groups like Arizona Airbnb. I think it's Arizona Airbnb investors. There's also fix and flip groups for Facebook. Also, if you're another tip is if you're looking to work with fix and flippers, you could partner with flippers. We would love to do this, and you can send letters to distressed owners. Actually, Sarah, if talk to Sarah, we love to partner with Sarah. Maybe any agent on here, you and myself and Sarah could partner and perhaps, send letters out. And that's a great way to get business. So there's so many different ways to work with investors. I mean, the opportunities are endless. And as I call through my realtor sphere, and I just, a few weeks ago, I just called and asked randomly my realtors who works with investors. I was surprised, like only a small pocket of agents work with investors. Back to this too, there's a furnish finder, there's travel nurses. That's another opportunity that you can kind of share with your clients that they have. A couple myth busters too, just to kind of transition back to the short-term rental stuff. Just to go back to that, and then I'm going to introduce Seth here. We have another special guest speaker. If you're talking about short-term rental to your clients, let's just say that you have some relationships with other agents, maybe out of state, and you can pass off some referrals, you're going to definitely get I can't do this long distance. Who's going to check on my property? By the way, property managers are going to eat up a lot of your client's profit and possibly make it like not even doable. I'm just going to say that right now. It's hard to find a good property manager too. It's a lot of property managers don't really, let me just say this. Nobody's going to care about that property like your client will, okay? Or like you will if you're doing this yourself. So if you have a couple great agent relationships, say in some Midwest markets where either you or your client could pick up a property for like under $300,000 or even under $200,000, whether it be a long-term rental or a short-term rental or a midterm rental, the whole I can't do this long distance, I have to be close to my property, that is an absolute myth. Let's just bust that myth right now. It actually serves many people better to not be close to their property. Case in point. The other myth with short-term rentals especially is, won't this result in wear and tear on my property? No. Picture this. You have a rock star cleaner checking on your property every like 3 or 4 days. So no. That cleaner is going to make sure your property is in pristine condition. In our Oklahoma property, we put a long-term tenant in there a few weeks ago, and that actually made me kind of nervous. I'm like, ooh, I'm not going to like have eyes on my property for a year. I have no idea what these guys are doing to my property. That does make me a little nervous. Another myth buster with Airbnb is my phone will blow up in the middle of the night. That actually has never happened. We've never gotten a middle of the night phone call ever. So, at this point, I do want to transition really quickly. We are almost done, but I do want to introduce Seth. You guys know that I do my full-time job is actually Cutco, and that's how I was able to meet so many realtors. And we are going to transition really quick. And after he greets you for a few minutes, I am then going to give you a huge tip on how you can actually pull your clients together in one spot and host a casual event and introduce real estate investing to them, and how that is going to translate to a ton of potential business for you. So before we do that, I'm going to bring Seth in here really quick as our sponsor. So Seth, are you here?
Hey, Seth, you've got to go ahead and you've got to accept when I promote you to panelist. So when you see the little thing pop up, promote to panelist. Perfect. Now you should have abilities to get on camera with us.
Awesome. Hey, everyone. How's it going? All right. Can we hear me?
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect. Perfect. So like Jenny said, my name is Seth and I work on her team with Cutco Gifts. So for almost 2 decades, Jenny has been helping agents in Arizona to brand their business. What we do, guys, is we take a product that's best in class, used every single day, and turn it into a long-term branding tool. So what the heck am I talking about, guys? Right, your referral and closing gifts. Cutco is guaranteed for life and is the Rolex of knives. Inman recently said, guys, that 90% of consumers love their realtors. Guys, 90% of your clients love you, but only 13% use them again. Why is that? They can't remember your name. How many times have we been there where you said, oh my gosh, I can picture them. I know exactly what they look like. I can't remember their name. If they can't remember your name, they definitely won't remember your number. So with that in mind, we engrave Cutco with your information, and we can put things like sharpest realtor in town or your name, number, and logo. We also do custom engravings for your clients and can put things like the Johnson family or welcome to your new home Smith family. The number one room in the home is the kitchen, guys. We did a study and found that everyone eats and all of your clients have a kitchen. Because Cutco's engraved with your info, it's a full tax write-off and not just $25. What else is out there that's guaranteed for life, used daily, and tax deductible? These gifts range from $75 to $300, which is what most already spend, and we make the process super simple on you guys. In just a quick 15-minute phone call, you can have a year's worth of supply of gifts handled and payment options of either 6 or 12 months, completely interest-free. If everyone can open up the chat box, I am going to give everyone in class today $100 of free Cutco with your next order. So if you want more info on pricing and want to take advantage of that, please text SHARP to 763-350-5116 with your name, email, and brokerage. Once again, please text SHARP to 763-350-5116. Thank you guys for your time, and I am going to put that information in the chat box.
Thanks, Seth. Okay, love it. That's great. All right. So definitely check that out. And then just to kind of wrap things up here, the biggest next step suggestion I will give you guys is to do this. And if you have pen and paper, I would definitely suggest you write this down. Here's the action step, your 30-day action step. If you really want to make an impact with your business and your clients and really make a big impact on their lives. The last thing I want you guys to do is just to like hear this information and then do nothing. So I want to leave you with a super simple action plan of what to do. So first of all, order the book Hold, and you can order this on Amazon. Day one is today, is to make a post on Facebook. And here's a couple things that you could post about. You could say, what are your thoughts on real estate investing? You could say stocks or real estate, ? And why? You could say, what has kept you from investing in real estate? You could post, if you were to invest in real estate, would you do multifamily, Airbnb, or long-term rent, and why? So just kind of put some feelers out to your sphere. I would also make a list of all of your clients, and I would also plan a day this week that you were going to call them. You could either send the book Hold to them first, and then you could call them, or you could call them first and tell them that the book Hold is on the way. The second thing I would do is I would contact your title rep, your lender, and possibly your insurance person, and possibly your office manager as well. Plan a date, ideally 21 to 28 days in advance from now, and a location, and host your first investing either happy hour, investing panel, investing get together. Make it super casual. The best times for this would probably either be a Saturday morning, a weeknight, around like 6 or 7 p.m. Maybe bring like light snacks, you know, not alcohol, but I guess you could bring alcohol, but something to drink, you know, like sodas or whatnot. And you could even bring, and I'm even willing to be involved and represent, you know, short-term rentals, but try and seek out someone that does long-term rentals, someone that does short-term rentals. Even just 2 people is good enough. And a great idea is to go in, you know, with your office and see if other agents want to go in and invite their people, get a group of maybe try and get like maybe 10 to 20, you know, clients at this event, and then just have, you know, 2, maybe 3 panelists ask some questions about investing. And the whole point of this get together is to have, you know, people get together, whether it be at your real estate office, at a hotel conference room, and just create interest in real estate investing, and explain to your clients that the whole point of this get together is to provide education about different avenues of real estate investing. And I've actually been to events like this. You guys might know of Steve Chater. He's super well loved. A lot of people know Steve. He wrote the book Hold, and he hosts events like this on a regular basis. They're super casual, and just clients leave these events really excited, really fired up. A property management company is also a great company to ask them to like participate in these type of events. And then also at some point between like, you know, now and next week, when you're making these calls to clients, just pick up the phone and just ask them, have you ever thought about real estate investing? Or do you know anyone who do you know that I might be able to serve through real estate investing? You know, who do you know that might be, you know, looking for more passive income, looking to spend more time, you know, with their family, or looking for more of a higher elevated lifestyle. Because if they're not interested, you know, surely they know other people that are. And just seek to like grow your list of people that you're going to invite to this this event that you're going to have 21 to 28 days from now, and just fill up your pipeline for the event. I also want to lastly give you guys my phone number and invite you to reach out to me, because I do have a follow-up sheet with a bunch of resources on best podcast, best experts on everything from Airbnb people, midterm rentals, fix and flip, like whatever resource your clients could want. When you start talking to your clients and they say, oh, I actually want to focus on, I want to do fix and flip. Oh, I want to do midterm rentals. I want to do Airbnb. I want to do this, that. I have a whole sheet I've created with all that, like you literally just email them the sheet and they've got all the resources at their fingertips. So I am actually going to put my contact information in the chat here. So just text me, I want the sheet, and I will send you the sheet. So with that being said, I don't know, Sarah, if we have time for questions or if you wanted to take them, but thanks guys for having me. And
Sure. Yeah, if anybody does have any questions, go ahead, put them in. A lot of times people will contact everybody. Oh, I put yours in here too as well. They'll contact you guys after the webinars.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, I just realized nothing was shown in the chat. Hold on one second here. Okay.
Let's see. I got your email or your phone number. It's showing.
Well, I just realized that, here we go. I realized that both Seth and I were texting just the panelists.
Gotcha. I'm like, well, it looks good to me, Jenny.
So yeah, so here's the instruction, guys. So to get the sheet, text me at the 480 number. Also, Seth did want to give out a raffle. He's going to raffle off $100 of Cutco. So if you want to get in that raffle, you're going to want to text the 763 number for the Cutco, and that was just put in the chat as well.
Perfect. Good job. We got it.
We got it. Yes.
Wonderful. All right, guys, I'll wrap up with what we've got coming up next month. Can you guys believe that it's already going to be February? Yeah. I don't know. January actually felt like it took a good decent amount of time to get through. So I'm looking forward to February. And we're looking forward to some great content here on Marketing Matters as well on the 14th, which happens to be Valentine's Day. We're going to be talking about time management, which that's a very important day to make sure that you're managing your time well, even to make time for your sweetheart on that day. We'll have Stacy Gross coming back on to talk about that. And at the beginning of the year, this is so poignant because this really is, I think, just about on everybody's list all the time. So working out some of the tactics that you can use for better time management will be great. That will be on the 14th right here on Marketing Matters. And then we've got our Landmark exclusive group bringing the Cromford Report. Yes, we're going to have Tina Tambor on a Zoom February 15th, 1 to 2 p.m. You guys know her. You love her. Everybody wants the numbers from Tina. So scan that QR code, register, and hop on that live on February 15th. Then we've got up in our Prescott office, a lunch and learn coming up. It's all about reverse mortgages. This one's going to be Tuesday, February 20th from 12 to 1 p.m. Make sure you reach out to Michelle. She's our business development manager up in Prescott. And this one is going to be at our Prescott office. So make sure you RSVP for that because there's only so much space. And then back here in the Valley on Zoom, we've got corporate transparency on February 21st. This one is going to be, like I said, on Zoom from 10 to 11. We're going to have Patrick McQueen on. And Patrick, he's extremely knowledgeable real estate attorney. So if you've never been to one of his classes, I highly encourage you. If you've been to one of his classes, well, I guess we'll see you on, right? You know the value that he brings. And then, of course, in February, we've got our home tours. We've got our Moon Valley, which is the third Thursday of the month at 8:30. This is always a fun and quirky home tour. Moon Valley is a unique area. So if you're looking for content, if you're just looking to get out of the house, or you're looking to get more involved in the Moon Valley community, I highly recommend attending this as well. Or if you've got a home to show, that's a great one. And then also our Biltmore Luxury Tour. I've attended both of these. And like I said, when it comes to interesting homes in the Phoenix metro area, Moon Valley and Biltmore, these two areas are amazing. This one is the fourth Wednesday of the month. So mark your calendars and of course, attend all of these great events that we have for you every month here at Landmark Title. And that's it for us today, guys. So of course, thank you to Jenny. Thank you, Seth, for coming on. Reach out to them for any questions that you have. Jenny, that presentation was really cool. I follow you and I know what I feel like is a decent amount about what you're doing and your properties. And so it was really great to see it all broken down today. Very inspiring. So if you have any questions for Jenny, reach out. If this is something that you want to work into your marketing and your business plans, of course, reach out to our business development managers, Beth, Keith, Mary, Michael, Michelle, Patty, or Renee. They can help you get started with some marketing material to work with investors today. And of course, thank you to Landmark Title for allowing us to bring you Marketing Matters every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. Please think of us on your next contract. We'd love the pleasure to work with you and your clients. We have 7 offices here in the Valley, 1 in Prescott, 2 up in the Nevada area for all of your title and escrow needs. And that's it for us today, guys. We'll see you next week.